Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes.
Welcome to another Instagram School YouTube Live. So we're basically coming at you from Hoboken this time and Miami, which is pretty cool.
Yes,
Anyway,
indeed.
if you guys are basically interested in getting into an online business, make sure to click the first link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Instagram or TikTok, these other different places, then basically just comment start, DM us start, or go to the link in bio. And if you're watching this on YouTube specifically, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on because we put videos out like this every single day and you don't want to miss it. Otherwise,
Mhm.
let's get into it. Today we're talking about high ticket, low ticket. What's the differences,
Mhm.
pros, the cons, the amazing stuff. Yes, yeah. Oh my God.
Sounds great. Perfect. Sounds good. Do you want to start first or me?
I think there's an echo. Hold on. I'm gonna bring you over here.
I just turned it down. The echo should be gone.
Yeah. I also put it over here. Anyway, yes. What do you want to talk about first? Low ticket or high ticket? And I'll
Let's
start.
talk about low ticket. Let's talk about low ticket, right?
Amazing. The thing I hate the
Mm-hmm,
most.
mm-hmm.
So I'm just kidding.
Fair, fair.
I don't actually hate a low ticket. I love I'll just explain what low ticket is first, and then I'll explain a few pros and cons, and then you can hop in whenever. So low
Mhm,
ticket is essentially anywhere from the price point of $0 up until $297, roughly.
mhm,
More so than anything else, people use this as kind of a lead magnet situation or to give people free value so that they can actually follow them or do something that they want to get into their funnel. That's usually the best intention for low ticket. And usually it'll be like in the form of info or a free consultation or something along the lines that is super cheap that gives them a really easy win very quickly. So literally
right.
like how to lose 5 pounds this week or like how to lose 5 pounds this month by just
Mhm,
changing your diet. Like, and
mhm,
it's like a little PDF guide or like a Loom video or whatever it is. It's personalized, gets sent to the person, and then blah blah blah. Bada bing, bada boom. Greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
mhm,
But the point is that this is amazing for just lead generation in the sense of like getting people through the door.
mhm,
But now I'll go into the pros and cons. So the pros are that you get a lot of people through the door specifically with this type of offer, right? More so than anything else, you get a lot of people that are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm super interested, blah blah, this and the third."
mhm,
You'll initially get a lot of transactions in our experience, I should say. In our experience,
mhm,
you get a lot of transactions towards the beginning. And then another pro is that they're very easy to make. Like they're like you could literally make a low ticket offer like a YouTube video that you put on for free, but then you literally hide it behind a paywall, or you could put it into a PDF, or you could put it into
mhm.
a GPT of some sort that you create for other people, et cetera, et cetera. What's up, Owen? How you doing? But main thing is that it's just something that's very easy to do quick and fast, like something that you can give away for free, especially if you're not selling anything, especially if you're beginning, like is you're just a beginner and you don't have anything to sell. Now, as far as cons are concerned, because you get a high influx of leads, the quality's stupid low, right? Which is not necessarily what we want, right? We want people, especially, to buy everything that we're trying to give them to, right? We're not
Mhm,
necessarily in the position in which that we're basically wasting time and energy just so we can get no buyers whatsoever, if that makes
mhm,
sense. And on top of that, the customer journey is still super early on, so they don't have to give you as much of investment as you would like. Like, let's say, for example, in that lose 5 pounds this month example, and you have like a super detailed, oriented, like tracking situation, and then you have like all this stuff like catered away. But then all of a sudden, you get when it comes time to lose weight, people don't actually want to do the things that they have to do on a consistent basis every single day in order to get the result because it's boring, right? And that's where
mhm,
usually a mid ticket or high ticket product usually comes in. Another con is that once you get the high influx of leads and then you start to see like a lot of unqualified buyers actually coming through the door, that doesn't necessarily guarantee because they're not qualified that they're going to go through your whole funnel. Meaning that they're probably not going to buy your mid ticket, they're probably not going to buy your high ticket, right? Which sucks because now you're just
mhm,
basically getting a couple $1,000s a month based off of lead generation when you could have just been doing it for free and you just wasted time and energy on something that people don't actually really care a crap about. So, taking into consideration all of that, a
mhm,
really interesting way to get a super low ticket offer off the ground is that you just get into YouTube. Like you get into YouTube. At least personally for me,
Mhm.
Because over time, like I've seen the use of lead magnets. Like I know why they're important. I understand why people use them. I understand why they use them in business. However, if you're already making content and you're already giving good content, like you're making really high quality videos, the information is great, this, that, and the third, and you're having a really great time, and it gives people results very quickly in a 30-minute video, then that is arguably a higher ROI in comparison because at the end of the day, you're probably going to get mid-ticket clients from that or high-ticket clients, and you might even get somebody through the door via a low-ticket sort of situation if that's the case, only just by making content. So that is the new way in which that I think is super valuable, especially because a lot of people are switching, and not just us, like Joel Kaplan, Brian Mark, like there. If it's a lead magnet, it's always free, and they know that they're not going to get any money from it if
Mhm.
they end up doing it. But if you're going to make something free, you might as well make a video and post it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a double edged sword, but you have to take into consideration, like since you're an online business, the idea is to waste less time and get the most amount of transactions as fast as possible. Because otherwise, then you're just basically just wasting your life force and going bygones by bygones, and then now you're like, why am I not making any money? And it's like you just go straight back to mid ticket, bro. Like
Mhm.
go straight back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Anyway, that's
Mhm.
that's essentially low ticket.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, low ticket. Like I agree. I mean, low ticket's good. But the only problem with low ticket as well is like you need a really big following, right? Like it's very hard
Yeah,
to run a
also
completely
another thing.
cold
Mhm.
low ticket. It's very hard unless you do completely cold Facebook ads, and that does work a bit. But when it comes down to low ticket, it's just annoying because it's just very hard to be profitable when running ads. And also, if you're running a low ticket monthly, like on a school group or something, churn is such a
So
big. It's I'm sorry, churn is such it's so annoying. Like
it's
I
it's such an itch with a bee on its back.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got so Max Pearson, I'm sure you guys know he's a really big into school. He won the school game multiple times. He literally said like, okay, guys, like low ticket info specifically is kind of this churn. He did everything he could possibly do to make his churn better, and his churn went from like 30 to 20, which means that if your churn's at 20%, you need to increase your business by 40% every month to actually see some upward tick,
Yeah.
which is such a huge problem. So it's really good to maybe have like
I would
good.
also say, I'm so sorry. I would
Mm-hmm.
also say, in the sense, it also depends on what your business is.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have let's say you have an agency, for example, where somebody is on a subscription model, then low
That's
ticket
it.
would actually be pretty good,
That's
right?
fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's completely fine. However, if you're in a coaching business and you're selling info on a consistent basis, then you're kind of like ished out of luck. Because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, then you're in the situation where it's just like your profit margin is based on how well you keep the people that you got that are not as qualified as
Mm-hmm.
long as possible, which
Mm-hmm.
sucks because you already know, like by quality, that they're just not gonna stay as long unless they're like super dedicated. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So main thing is like it also depends on the type of business. Agencies it works, SaaS it works. What was the other ones that we were doing? That we
Mm-hmm.
talked about the last time. The four natures of business.
HP SaaS coaching, ecom is usually
I
low
mean,
ticket.
e-com is basically low ticket
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So I
Like it's
mean,
always low
ecom
ticket.
store, is different
So it's
store.
just you're just that's just the name of the game. But then more so
Mm-hmm.
than anything else, then it's like you have to deal with overhead. You know what I mean? Like how much are you spending to get that money back? It's like
Mm-hmm.
ads, but in a really crappy way. You know what I mean?
100%, 100%. So that's the whole thing with that. That's the issue. So when it comes down to it, low ticket has its pros and its cons. But let's talk about high ticket, right? And
Beautiful.
the reason
Go
why
ahead.
high ticket is so amazing, everyone does high ticket, and there's a reason. It's the reason because a high ticket is a situation where you get more money, which is of course great. You also get higher ticket clients because people who can afford to pay more. You'll notice they actually are easier to work with, right? People who pay more, they're easier to work with because they're not spending all of their income on your service or your product. If they can afford $3,000, that means that they probably have, a business making about 10, 20 grand a month. They don't really care. So that's really what is amazing about high ticket. So that's another thing with high ticket that's amazing. So high ticket is really good because you don't have to worry about churn, right? People pay you once and you're pretty much good, right? And it's really good because you can implement systems to actually make sure your business runs smoothly. How I like to like money in business is like I like to it's like air, right? Money is like air in business. So the more you have, the more you can breathe. hey, I'm Mr. Guy, you know, like it's exactly, it's like air. So I think if you have a lot of money saved up, ready to go, you have a lot more opportunities to either invest in the marketing, run ads, or just profit. So really hard to be profitable unless you're selling that high ticket. That's the one thing as well. Now the cons of high ticket are the fact that you have to be good at sales. You have to be good at sales. You have to have a good product. You have to make sure everything is actually profitable and you give a good return. Because
Right.
nowadays, in the days, in any business, there's a huge trust recession, not only in info, but in SaaS and everything. Because people have been burned 10,000 times online. So because of that, it's like, okay, people are very protective of their money. So because of that, you want to make sure that in those situations, you actually provide something that people can actually use that gets them the return or the offer that you're guaranteeing them.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, you really would want to have a guarantee if you do high ticket. You don't need a guarantee for low ticket because it's just so low ticket that it's like whatever. But like high ticket, you're gonna want a guarantee and a risk reversal just in case what you do doesn't work, basically. So that's kind of the
Yes.
pros and cons. Overall, you're gonna see that people who do high ticket make more money in the long run. That's what I've
Mhm.
always seen.
I'll also
Mm,
say, just for the structure more so of anything else, in this case, right, like high ticket is usually from 5K to 10K and above. However, in the case of like, if you look at it from the standpoint of like if you started at like the cap at low ticket like to 300, I would just think of it as like a 10x multiple, right? Like it's essentially where you would start with high ticket, right? Because more so than anything else, it's like all this is coming from a um, a product ladder, in the sense of like your mid ticket, right, which is essentially your downsell from like high ticket, would essentially be where you would be getting your profit margin most of the time, right? And sometimes people's mid ticket can actually be $3,000. Like it can actually be 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and then
mm,
their high ticket is like one-to-one coaching or like a one-to-one mastermind, or like fly you out and like like come to like an in-person coaching call like at their house. Like it gets really gnarly. And eventually I want to be able to do that sort of situation. But just for people who start, right? Usually the cap for agencies, for not for SaaS, for ecom, I guess, or ecom agencies, like people that run ecom systems for themselves or operations. And then what's the other one? So SaaS,
mm.
ecom, agency,
And coaching.
okay, and coaching. Usually, you won't see somebody starting, like especially if they have a lot of proprietary knowledge on that specific thing that they're trying to sell, whether it be the service or the info, or even just income
Mm,
overall. You won't see people charging more than $3,000. I promise you. Like their $3,000
mm,
offer will be their high ticket offer, and that's probably within the
mm,
first 2 years. And then after the first 2 years, at least from what I've seen and what I've learned from Eddie Malouf and the CEO at Fanbases, that everybody wants to get into like year 3, year 4, they're already charging like literally $15,000, $20,000, because they have so much value that they give, because of the fact that they're investing back in their business and the amount of like SOPs and stuff that they develop in their business overall. So
mhm,
it's just a consideration. I would also say, also for high ticket, and feel free to jump in on this, for high ticket,
mhm,
in the sense of like for a coaching business, at least ideal, you would have to have some knowledge, like some knowledge of what you're getting into. Like, let's say if you're a fitness
mhm,
influencer, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 and you've been coaching people for the past 10 years and you're 30 years old. You started when you were 20. It's like fantastic. Like, you literally can start a coaching program at $3,000 a month. I promise you, even if you didn't want to do $3,000 and do 1,500 a month, you can do that because you have the results. You have literally over 100 testimonials of people losing 20 pounds in less than 3 months, and on top of that, people getting
mhm,
shredded, and some clients even going to an IFBB Pro situation.
mhm,
So it's like make it make sense. And on the info side is a sense of like you helped an agency get to 10K in 3 months. You help them get their first 5 clients in the first month. You help them scale to multiple six figures. In our case, in the sense, and multiple situations like this. So
mhm,
you always want to start from a frame of like literally you're coming into it with like just a lot of results, and be able to
mhm,
just basically charge people what you're worth. So
mhm. Exactly, exactly. Yes, indeed. So that's basically what it is, guys. If you're on the fence and depends on what business you're starting, I'm assuming you guys are starting agencies because of course that's the best one to start in the beginning. So if you're starting an agency, definitely would want you to charge high ticket upfront. Low ticket agencies can work, but I mean it does. It's kind of a thing. Um, I would say you want to take home at least 1,500 a month from your clients. Now you can
Dude,
structure that in different ways.
I would even say 1,000, dude. Like if they never done it before, like and they start out,
Mm,
like because I started with $500. I thought like
mm,
just honest to God, like I don't know where my Bible is, but like like I started with 500, and then roughly you
mm,
don't even have to wait until the next 5 clients, right? You can just get results
mm.
for the first three, and then just double your price,
Yeah.
and you could literally be in a situation where you're already making 4K, literally like I did in less than 3 months.
Mm,
So my thing is like it's dependent on how. I'll also say all of this is dependent not only on your ability to provide results, because that's like the bare minimum, but a lot of it has to do with your confidence and what you can actually do. I will
mm,
say because brother, I was confident once I got to 4K in less than like literally 4 months. I was like, dude, screw this, bro. Like, and then
mhm,
you also, Zach me in my life and telling me you have to charge more. And I was like, all right, whatever. And
mhm,
then I started charging more. And then
mhm,
now I can literally go into any business. Like if a major company came out of nowhere and they're just like, we need you to make us 1 million views in 90 days. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that in a month.
mhm,
I could do it in 2 weeks, actually. I don't need a month. You know what I'm saying? I already got a
mhm,
Grammy for somebody. I've done multiple tens of thousands of dollars in multiple months for different companies and different niches. So it's like it's confidence. I wouldn't say it's like 80-20, but I would say it's like 60 you have to present results, and then 40% is like the actual confidence of like you can actually do the thing that you say you do, if that makes sense.
mhm,
I don't
mhm.
know. What do you think about that? Like as far as like
No,
how
I
you
mean,
can
confidence. I would say confidence is very important, right? What it comes down to though is it's not you have to make sure where you get the confidence from. Like, so I
yeah,
believe when you get the confidence would come from when I first started is from the guarantee. So it's like legit, like I'm confident that if I don't get you the results and you get your money back, I know I'm gonna just give you the money back. So it's
yeah,
like confidence just comes from different places and how you actually sell. But confidence 100% is important. And you have to, of course, be confident in yourself because you don't believe in yourself. Why someone else? Why someone else believe in you? You know?
I also believe that you can gain confidence from competence. Like if you do it
Mhm.
enough times and you just happen to miraculously do that result, you're like, okay, how was I able to do that? Like, how was I able to accomplish this goal? Now I can systematize it. And then I can
Mhm.
basically like do it over again for the same industry, for the same business, just in
Mhm.
a different place. And
Mhm.
then from there, whether if you're doing it via competence or via the offer, I think they're stupid important. Now, if you have both, oh my goodness, you're going to be able to charge a lot of people a lot of money, which is
Mhm.
cool. Which is cool.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I don't have anything to say. You have anything else to say?
I mean, honestly, I think we kind of that face is crazy. I think we got kind of lined it up. Basically, low ticket, high ticket is I would want to say this one last thing, guys. People become millionaires with low ticket or high ticket. I'll be honest,
Sure.
they both can work. Just generally selling to rich people is easier, right? Because they have the money, right? That's what it comes down to.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, that's what I would say, guys. I think that's the best play to do it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming into the live. Thank you for watching either on Instagram or on YouTube or school.
Mhm.
If you want to
Mhm.
watch any of the basically the private stuff that we share on school, you got to hop into the school group. I don't know what to tell you. Other than
Mhm.
that, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on because we put videos out like this every single day and you don't want to miss them. And if
Mhm.
you want to join the course to actually see the stuff that we're basically talking about, but specifically on school with all the Miro boards and the presentations and blah, blah, just click the first link in the description. Or if you're on Instagram, comment start or click the first link in bio. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next episode.
Take care, guys. Peace.